The one thing I like about indeterminate cherry tomato plants on a stake is I'm getting ready to pick these and they're all up here where I can reach them. I don't have to bend over anymore. And you can still see where they're splitting. Now these were picked Sunday evening late, and it is Thursday the 15th of August, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'll get another couple quarts at least. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've got a mark on the post stake up here. That's the one that the starlings took a bunch of branches off of it. See the branch missing there? And that little teeny sucker was just a leaf. Now it's 2 feet tall. And see the flowers on the top? See them setting cherry tomatoes? All that's just on that one little teeny leaf that came out of that axillary joint. But this plant doesn't look the worse for wear. It's not much behind the others. You can see where the grackles cut all these off. But it's gonna grow a lot and probably give me 100 tomatoes. That's why I didn't pull it out the ground. And this is Thursday, August the 15th. We picked this on Sunday. And these are Better Boys and the Sweet 100s, Super Sweet 100s. A bunch of Calypso cukes. You think I missed that one the other day when I was picking? A cuke like that, if it's not bitter, you can cut it and peel it, cut it in half, take an ice cream scoop. Same thing with squash, and scrape and just scoop all the seeds out of it. And if it's not bitter, you can eat it, just chop it up in smaller pieces. And my market mowers have finally come in. I'd say there's probably at least 15 in that bag, and we picked them Sunday night, and this is 2:15 on Thursday. I hadn't picked aroma, so I had to add this to the others. One nice thing about them is, now the green one won't ripen, but these others will ripen up, and they will keep, you can keep those for up to a week and can them. They don't go bad like a regular tomato as quickly, and they'll all ripen up a little bit more. Well, when you get too much rain, you get a lot more viruses and diseases on your cucumbers, and I definitely have it. These won't be long lived. Too much rain. There's a market mower I forgot. Missed. I'll have to pick it up. The beans are starting to flower. My okra, I've topped the first 8 of these. And if anybody wants to prune them, I don't know exactly how you're supposed to prune them, but I would just cut off the new foliage. I've done about that many. When you're just looking at your plant, go to the tenderest leaf that just started, and that's the piece you would cut off, the one with that leaf. That's growing, that's just like that one. It's just growing an okra. So what you're trying to do is just go down here and see this really light colored little leaf. You can see there's a big difference in the color. And then you would just cut that off right there. And then all these other joints will grow out. I did mine at probably just under waist high. The squash are still flowering and still putting out little baby squash. We picked some Sunday and there's nothing in here even close to being picked. My cloches have kept the rabbits off the beans. And if you use a cloche, it's just a bent over concrete wire, mesh wire. That's probably a 3/8 square. And I just take some little bamboo ends off the bamboo poles, because I always buy a bunch of them, and stuff it in the ends, and they can't go in the end of it. And the peppers are at the bottom of my hand standing. And there's a green one turning red. You can at least see these Alibabas now. They're getting enough size to them to where you can see them. Rough counted about a dozen. There's 6 right down here on this end. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. And when I was giving the leaves a little bit of water earlier today, there's 2 right there. I know they're hard to see. But when you water it, it moves the leaves and you can see them and count them. And the butternuts are getting huge. Don't make this too long, but I'd rather do this than cut it on and off. See the size of those? Now you pick those when they turn brown, is the primary thing to it. And they will keep, you can eat these things for months. But anyway, that's what it looks like, and we've got all the rows covered. Everything's been weeded. We've got compost from that big round pile of compost. And only one of these rows right here hasn't got anything on it, but it has a little compost at the other end left from last year that's kept the weeds down. And all we got to do is pop those few little weeds off there and put some grass clippings on it, and we'll be done. And see, weeds will come up through it, especially that wiregrass, but you can just take a swivel hoe or a regular hoe and chop it off, and it won't come back because of the sunlight. If the tip of the leaf reaches sun, it will keep growing. But that's what it looks like today. It really hasn't been a real hot August, and we had a space in here where they weren't setting fruit when it did get hot. But now that it's cooled off, I mean, it was 56 degrees last night, and it's supposed to be in the 70s this weekend with rain. But you can see that the flowers are producing, and we're starting to get more fruit at the tops. And the tops are getting healthier and stronger. But see, that's what you're after, is just to keep the production going. There's still a few hanging on down at the bottom. There's still a few tomatoes left in here though. But at least they're producing at the top.